Hello and welcome to another coaching session from leadershipmentor.com. In our time together this week, I want to share with you some thoughts about meeting success. One of the things that I think it's important to ask ourselves is when our team members walk into a team meeting, are they looking forward to that because of their past experience, or do they feel energized and excited to learn and to grow, or do they view that as a gathering where they're going to be reprimanded and corrected for something? So that's a big indicator if we're doing our team meetings correctly. So let's just talk briefly about what that would look like. So for team meetings, I think one, it's important that we dedicate and decide to hold them on a regular basis. So if it's every week, that's ideal. They can be short and concise. If it needs to be every other week, that's okay. But I think you have to establish how often can I hold these meetings and then commit to that to do that on a regular basis. We need to plan ahead for a variety of different reasons. We need to make sure that we have the right resources, that we have an agenda, and a lot of the things that we'll still talk about today. But it's very important that you plan ahead for those meetings and you don't walk in unprepared. The primary focus of our team meetings really needs to be these elements of training, education, update, motivate. And if you incorporate all of these things into every meeting, it's very simple. You simply look at, say, the first 10 minutes is going to be an activity that's going to motivate my team members, so maybe a team building activity. Then we're going to move in and we have a topic where someone, yourself or someone else, is going to do some training or education component. Then you're going to provide some updates, organizational updates, whatever it may be. But if you get in the habit of looking at your team meeting and breaking it out into maybe 3 or 4 sections, then it becomes very easy to plan and structure your team meetings on a regular basis. So I think a good idea is always to look at this as an opportunity to do team building and to educate and motivate your team members. Involve your team members, where here you can simply assign your team members different parts of this meeting. And so you can have somebody assigned to do this team building activity, and then you just need to make sure you follow up prior to the meeting, make sure that they're prepared for that. And the education and other areas can also be leveraged with team members as well. And then use other departments and resources, human resource department, your training department if you have one. All of these areas are opportunities for you where you're not having to do all of this yourself, but you can coordinate that with the proper departments, have them come in, conduct, say, a 10-minute education or training in a certain area, and then you move on to the next topic. So in summary, keys to success. Make sure you're clear about the objective of the meeting. So you don't want to just walk into this and have them walk out of the meeting without any idea about what the meeting was actually about. They should walk away from that really having a very clear understanding of what the purpose of the meeting was. Provide enough notice for planning. That goes for the resources that you are asking to come in. Make sure they have enough time to plan and prepare for that. But also your team members, if there's any feedback that you're looking for, which leads us into the next area, prepare an agenda. Very important that you do these things, because if you're looking for your team members, for example, to provide feedback, give them some time to prepare for that, to think about maybe some questions that they would have or some challenges in those areas, so that when they come to the meeting, they're more prepared to provide feedback, to ask questions. And then finally, don't mix agendas. And what I mean by that is, if you have to get your team members together to correct more of a global team issue, then that would be a separate meeting, for example. Then you don't want to do a team building activity to motivate your team members and then move into something where you're going to kind of reprimand your team for performance. So that's what I mean by not mixing agendas. Make those separate meetings so that what you want is you want your team members to walk into your team meetings knowing that they're going to get energized, educated. It's going to be a good opportunity, a good experience for them. That's what you want them to feel. And so we do that simply by being consistent, and then by having these different components in there, and not mixing these agendas together. So I hope you found that helpful. Again, team meetings are very crucial to our success as leaders of team members, and it's a great opportunity to get them together to build your team and to educate and motivate them. So I hope you found that helpful. I want to encourage you to go over to our website at leadershipmentor.com, sign up for our free coaching program. I also want to encourage you to consider having a one-on-one mentor to go through our coaching program where we would meet on a weekly basis and we'd go through and help you understand how to be successful. We'd share some training ideas with you as well as listening to some of the challenges you have and to help you get through those and be your mentor and your coach. So I hope you have a great week, and I'll talk to you again soon.